Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're taking a quick look at 3 different types of face masks. These are just kind of those basic medical grade masks, but I've seen a few different textures and thicknesses, and I'm going to tell you a little bit how I got them and maybe what you should avoid and what you should get. Alright, the first one, I have literally 3 different tiers. They feel very different. I'm going to see, should we start? Okay, we're going to start with the cheapest one. Alright, so the cheapest, maybe not in price, because you know how so much has been inflated with this. A lot of people are charging more for these masks than they should. So this is the base one, and this is something that you can find maybe off Amazon, one of those sites that are maybe not as reputable as other companies are, and that's just kind of what you can get. So this one is very rough. You can see it has this kind of stamped material here, but that's okay. I mean, as long as it stays on your face, that's what's okay. And of course, you know, there's a blue side, there's a white side. You wear the blue side out. This thing kind of has like this little, well, it's basically a twisty tie for your nose. So what you do is you put that over here and you kind of just pinch and do your best. And that's really how it fits. But what I found with these masks here, these kind of Amazon hit or miss masks, is that the fibers inside sometimes become loose and they go in your mouth. It's uncomfortable. It's not something that's going to go inside your mouth and you could swallow it, but it's just something that if you talk or breathe, of course, through your mouth, you're really going to feel this. And also the texture of this is rougher, and really thin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shine light through all of these and you'll be able to see. So this is kind of that material. It's pretty thin. Overall, it is a thin mask. And again, I wish I could say this is the cheapest one, but sometimes people inflate and you don't know what you get until you get them. So that's the first mask that we have here. I would recommend to stay away from these as much as possible just because they are very thin, and the thinner the material here, the less you can do to filter anything in and out. The second one that I found here is the first one that I found at a chain of stores. This one happens to be Walgreens, found in New Jersey. Now, again, you can find face masks now pretty much anywhere, which is great. Any kind of face covering is going to help out. So, I mean, if you're stuck with the first one, that's just what you have, but hey, that's at least what you have. This one here, you can tell it is thicker. It is a thicker material. So that's first a plus. The material on the front and back is softer. So when you put this over, like this, you're not going to get those fibers in your mouth. And it's just going to be kind of like, not a t-shirt material, like not that soft and smooth, but it's definitely much softer. And if you look here, I'm not sure if you can see, but there's no fibers sticking in and out. This is definitely a better material. This is something that I would be comfortable wearing day in and day out, and this is just what it has. Again, there's a twisty tie here at the top. This one, let's see, it seems to be the same rigidity as the first one, and again, that just goes here so no air can escape. But yeah, this is what I would find. I believe they have them for like a 50 pack for $34.99 or $29.99 at the Walgreens, at least in New Jersey, and maybe that price could vary depending on where you're getting it. If you get it in Manhattan, New York, that could be a lot more, but you know different places can have different costs. But at least it's going to be under $1 a mask, which is something that you should probably look for. So maybe go over this, because at least if they are not up to your quality, and depending on what the return policy is for that store, you can return them. If you get something from Amazon, you first have to wait for a long time, at least that's what's happened to me, and then you don't know what you get until you get it, and then you're stuck with that product. Maybe you can get a refund, but still you're just stuck and you've wasted a lot of your own time. The last one, which is pretty interesting, this one is significantly bluer all around here and significantly thicker, but you can see some little fibers here, which just makes it a little bit different. But the little cords here on the side, or whatever you call it here, are much thicker in material. And this one here does fit a lot tighter than other ones. And as I put this here, actually this one may be a little bit tight around my ears and it'll be kind of annoying to wear. But this one has like the most, like I'm not really seeing much air escaping from the tops and bottoms here. It's really close to my face. And again, let's do the little light test that we have here. And you can see here that this is a much thicker mask, or a much thicker face mask here. Now again, there are little fibers on the inside and outside, but it's nothing that I feel like is getting in my mouth, unlike the first one, which was no good. Now this one is pretty unique because they gave this to me at the Apple store. So what I usually use is I wear a bandana. I don't have one here, but I wear a bandana because it's easy to put on and off if I'm drinking something or eating something. It's something that I find pretty good. But they were not okay with it at one certain Apple store, the Apple store in Soho, and actually only one time. Because other times, when I've been to the flagship Apple store at Fifth Avenue in Manhattan, they were perfectly fine with me wearing whatever I had as a face covering. It was just this one time they probably had a policy for it, which is perfectly okay. They did offer me the mask, and I accepted and wore it, and I was able to keep this for after. But this is the thickest material that I have found here in a face mask. And again, the straps are thicker. This seems to be kind of, I don't know if you can see, this one's folded over. The other ones are stamped simply to one side of this mask. But this one here, so that maybe there's going to be less breakage, this one was folded over the filter side and then stamped in between, so there's less possibility of this being broken. Now this is from Apple. I don't know what company they got it from, but you can easily tell here the people with a bigger corporation, maybe more money, they have access to these better face masks. And that's just because this, for any kind of liability, if somebody gets sick, saying, oh, I used your mask that you provided, they at least have the opportunity to say, no, we got the best that we could find, because this literally is the best medical grade face mask that I've worn or felt throughout the entire pandemic. So again, I wish I knew exactly where this came from. Unfortunately, there's no stamp on here that says where it came from, but this is thick. This one, again, is the best made for a pretty inexpensive product, and I would guess that they pay a lot lower than everybody else does, just because they're a large corporation ordering for all their stores. But again, here are the three masks. Let's see if I can even feel the difference. Yeah, so this is the one that I received at the Apple store. This one is the one that I got at Walgreens. And then this one here is the one that I got off, I forget if it was Amazon or Wish, and one that I really would not recommend. And let's do the light test one more time. Thin, thicker, and then, hey, you can even see that that's just thickest. But alright guys, if you have any questions about face masks in general, I know I didn't do any kind of burning test or anything. It's just the fact that there are medical grade or medical face masks, but you can get literally a ton of different types out there. So just kind of feel out what you have. Sometimes you just have to be lucky in some cases, and I think I've been lucky to have access to a lot of these middle ones here, which I'm fine with. I wish I can get these ones, of course, but they fit a little bit tight, but then again, that's a good seal around your face. Alright, again guys, any questions, put that in the comments section below. I have an Instagram that's m8b9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, applaud, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.